I've watched The 100 7 times and read the books twice, and I still think it is arguably the best show that has ever been released. Yes, I have beef with the ending, but there's more to it. My name is Claudia, if you may or may not know, and if you are new to my channel, this is a bit different than what I normally post. I usually post lifestyle content, but this is more deep dive into something that I'm really passionate about, my favorite TV series of all time, The 100. If you don't want spoilers, do not watch this. Go watch the show, go read the books, come back, and we'll debrief. I'll still be here. In both the books and the show, The 100 starts off with a teenage girl named Clark who is in a dying space station. It is post-apocalyptic, and the Earth is inhabitable after nuclear war. The space station is running out of oxygen, and every single small crime is punishable by death unless if you are under the age of 18. Those under 18 get locked up for their crimes in a trial when they become adults. To save air for the innocent citizens, Chancellor Jaha of the space station sends 100 juvenile delinquents to Earth and a space station to see if it is safe. Bellamy Blake shoots the Chancellor in order to ensure he is safe with his sister. Siblings are illegal on Earth. In the landing, the 100 loses communication with everyone on the space station. The 100 are now on the ground and they need to find food, shelter, and safety before it becomes too late. Those living in the space station always believed that there was no one on the ground, but Clark violently finds out that that is not the case, as people who survived the nuclear war living on Earth brutally attack some of the members of the 100. Okay, that was a lot. After that point, there isn't many similarities between the novels and the show, so let's get into why I keep rewatching. First of all, it's dystopian. There's not many things like this. I grew up watching Twilight, Hunger Games, Divergent, and reading those books as well as Maze Runner. Another reason why I love dystopian shows and movies is because it shows a completely different alternate reality where I don't have to think about my problems when I'm watching a show about teenagers 500 years from now escaping from radiation. I'm not thinking about my half-hour commute to work the next day. I'm thinking about how crappy it would be to live in that world, and I'm thankful I'm not. Another reason why I love this show is because each season has something different. Different villains, moral debates, characters, and problems, yet still, until the end obviously, follows the main characters in an interesting light, showing each new part of them in each season. Not to mention, there's plot twist after plot twist. It discusses emotional things. Lexa's romantic love, but also her career. Bellamy's family versus his passion. Clark's selfishness, yet her selflessness. Wait, now you guys know why I love it so much. Let's get into the depth of the differences between the show and the books. Okay, this is what shocked me when I read the books again. Most of the characters that are in the show are not in the books, and vice versa. Here are the characters that are both in the books and the show. Clark Griffin, who is our main character in both. Bellamy Blake, Octavia Blake, Wells Jaha, and Chancellor Jaha. Characters that are only in this show. Raven Reyes, the smart mechanic. Finn Collins, her dumb boyfriend. John Murphy, Monty Green, Jasper Jordan, Lincoln, Lexa, Marcus Kane, and Abby Griffin. Now, while Clark does have a mom, her name is Mary in the book. The characters in the books that are not mentioned in the TV show. Glass, who is similar to Raven. Luke, which is a much better version of Finn. Graham, a lame version of Murphy. Sasha Walgrove, the female version of Lincoln. Rhodes, the evil version of Kane. Wells. Now, I know I said he was in the show, but in the show, spoiler alert, he only lives for 3 episodes. But he's a main character in all 4 books. And he's actually Bellamy's brother. Now let's get into the plot lines. In the show, the 100 try to negotiate with the Grounders, but miscommunication ends in a big war between the 100 teenagers and the Grounders at the end of season 1. In the book, the 100 get attacked by a group that split off from the original Earthborns, but end up teaming up with a peaceful main group of Earthborns. Meanwhile, Bellamy is worried about what will happen when the rest of the colonists, people on the space station, come to Earth because he shot the Chancellor. Here's the second plotline. This is my favorite season in the entire show, and this is why. Most of the 100 get taken to Mount Weather, a seemingly peaceful refuge where they can finally relax. However, it is soon revealed that the people living inside of Mount Weather have been capturing Grounders for years and stealing their blood to inject into the citizens of Mount Weather because they are not immune to the radiation. Mount Weather leaders find out that by killing the 100 and taking their blood, they can finally return to the ground. However, Clark escapes Mount Weather to find the rest of the people from the Ark as they landed near the 100's dropship. Clark negotiates with the Grounders commander Lexa to rescue both the 100 and the Grounders inside of Mount Weather. However, at the last moment, Lexa betrays Clark and Sky Crew by accepting the deal that Cage, the Mountain Men leader, proposes to Lexa, letting the Grounders go freely but keeping the 100. Clark and Bellamy break into Mount Weather and are left with a choice to make. Kill all of the Mountain Men, including the innocent children, by letting radiation in and letting the 100 free. Or let Cage kill the 100. I'll let you take a guess at what Clark and Bellamy did. In the book, Bellamy searches for his missing sister Octavia, who is taken by the peaceful group of the Earthborns. On the space station, Glass struggles with her relationship with Luke. It is revealed that the reason why Clark's parents were killed is because the evil Vice Chancellor Rhodes threatened to kill Clark if they didn't do radiation tests on humans. Clark told Wells, and Wells told his father, the Chancellor, and was forced to execute her parents and imprison Clark. This is very different from the show. In the show, Clark's dad was murdered because he was going to tell everyone that the Ark was dying and losing oxygen. Clark's mom, Abby, told the Chancellor and got him executed, but Wells took Abby's blame so that Clark would hate him instead of her own mother. On to the third plot line. In the show, there is another group of Grounders called Azgeda, or the Ice Nation. They challenge Lexa, the commander of Tree Crew. Sky Crew elects a vicious leader, Pike, whom Bellamy joins forces with to kill innocent Grounders. Not his best moment. Meanwhile, there is an AI named Allie who runs the City of Light, a fake alternate reality that takes away people's humanity, the pain and the positives. Chancellor Jawhog gives people the chip, forcing them to be in the City of Light and killing many people. Can Clark stop Allie? Yes. The answer is always yes. In the book, we have a very different plotline. The other dropship comes down with Glass, Luke, and Vice Chancellor Rhodes. Rhodes shoots Bellamy, but somehow Wells, Clark, and Glass manage to get him to escape to the safety of the peaceful Airborns who live in Mount Weather. Hiding in the bunker, Max, the leader of the Airborns, leads them into a fight against Rhodes. In the heat of the battle, Rhodes surrenders, pardoning Bellamy of his crimes and making him a leader. Everyone is supposedly living peacefully, right? On to the fourth plot line. In the show, radiation returns, or Prime Fire, as everyone calls it. They have a limited time to find safety. Where will they go? If they live in the Ark, only 100 people can survive. Can they make Nightblood in order to save some people? Raha finds a bunker and clans fight for it, including Octavia from Sky Crew and Luna, who fights only for herself, willing to let all of humanity die in Prime Fire if she wins. Octavia wins the conclave. However, she doesn't just give the bunker to Sky Crew, she allows each clan to have 100 spots for 1,200 people. In a fight against the clock, Raven, Bellamy, Echo, Monty Green, Harper, Murphy, and Amori go back to the Ark with the help of Clark. So now they're in space again. Clark gets left behind. Will she live? You already know the answer to that, why bother asking? Fourth and last book. Bellamy sees things that don't look right, and Clark thinks he's just paranoid. During a Thanksgiving-like feast between the Earthborns and the colonists, a violent cult kidnaps almost everyone there. Clark, Luke, and Bellamy are safe, but develop a plan to save Wells, Octavia, and Glass. Glass's bravery and Bellamy's stubbornness cause almost everyone to return home safe and sound, with few casualties. Okay, so the books are done. That's everything that happened. Really just between the 100, the colonists, the Earthborns, violent group of Earthborns, and the weird cult. Mountain Men were not involved, AI was not involved, radiation barely involved. Season 5 of the show gets a little weird. Octavia becomes Blood Reyna, a fierce leader of one crew who forces the survivors in the bunker to their peers who committed crimes against one crew. Bellamy and Echo fall in love. Clark finds the last human on Earth named Maddie. They survive solely because of their Nightblood. A group of violent prisoners from space come to Earth, threatening to kill everyone. The group of the 100 and the people from the Ark are now the Grounders, showing the symbolic evolution of the characters over time. Earth gets destroyed and they go to a planet called Sanctum. Find out that there are people's minds from hundreds of years ago living in other people's bodies. Later on, there are alternate realities, and it is revealed that they can transcend or live forever in a heaven-like eternity. However, Clark is the only one who can't transcend because she killed someone in that heaven-like space. She is now left alone, the only person on Earth, similar to how she was after Prime Fire. Except this time, she is truly alone. There is no Maddie. There is no Nightblood. Just Clark. However, Clark's friends choose to live with her and sacrifice their entire eternity just for one lifetime with her. We kind of got off course in the ending. What was the ending with that show? I'm just gonna act like the last 3 seasons did not exist, and I'm gonna be so grateful for the first 4. Now let's get into the ships. In the books, Clark and Bellamy get engaged, living happily ever after. This is what we wanted. This is the ending we deserved. Not only for the books, but the shows as well. Did we get that? No, we did not. In the show, Bellamy and Clark were always seen as more than friends by the audience. Even the creator of the show, Jason Rosenberg, said that they were meant to be more than friends. However, they were never truly dating or a couple. Clark ends up killing Bellamy for her daughter, Maddie, who ends up dying anyway. Pointless. However, Clark and Lexa end up dating, but Lexa dies for Clark, symbolically showing that Lexa was right all along. Love cannot exist when you are a leader, or it will kill you. Very dark, I know. In real life, Bob Morley, who plays Bellamy, and Eliza Taylor, who plays Clark, are married and have a kid together. Long live Clark. Let's talk about Octavia. In the show, Octavia dates Lincoln, first grounder that is introduced to the 100. In the last book, Octavia has a girlfriend, and Lincoln is just Octavia and this girl. Okay, now let's talk about the ending of the show. Bellamy shouldn't have died in the show. It added no depth to the show, and in reality, Octavia and Echo would have never forgiven Clark. That was Octavia's best friend. And if we disagree on that, we can both still agree that we survived the emotional roller coaster that is the 100 together. If you love the 100 as much as I do, drop your hottest takes in the comments. Did I summarize the 100, both the hit TV show and the novels well? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching.